Staple has a Rebel rebound. Kendall turns and runs. She's not one to slow things down. Another perfect screen by Hatch, and this time it's Tingy with the finish on the left side.
Rich Rebel girls basketball is on.
Brown follows a screen inside right post. She missed the first shot, got her own board, and put it back up and in.
Coming off a second consecutive third-place finish at state, the Rebels return for the 2019-2020 season, with sights taking it to the next level.
Walentine, left corner three, her third triple of the quarter.
Coach Cody Lundgren returns for his 5th season on the bench.
She gets the pass in the right corner, three-point shot off the back of the iron, just missed by inches, but Brown chases down the Rebel rebound.
And with the athletes, the experience, and the will to win, the Rebels are ready to run.
Staple drives and floats from the left baseline and hits it.
MyLocalRadio.com presents Rich Rebel Basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 Rebel Radio, with live streaming video at MyLocalRadio.com.
JC goes free throw line. Hatch pulls the trigger and knocks it down. Sydney Hatch with the bucket.
Rich High School Hoops is presented by Evanston Regional Hospital, Plains Tire of Evanston, by Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, by Come On In of Casper, Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitor Bureau, The Store, and by MyLocalRadio.com.
Rebound, Rebels go the other way. Allie Walentine, perfect screen by Sydney Hatch. She just screened off the defense, and Allie finished on the left side with the drive.
And now, Rebel Roundball fans,
The Staple baseline jumper is good.
put on your lucky socks, set your seat to full recline, and get ready to cheer on the Rebels.
Hatch stuffs it. Sydney Hatch having a great couple of series.
As we head courtside to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan Steineckert.
Thursday, January 2nd. It's a new year, and the Rebels are on the road at Bear Lake for the Bear Lake rivalry. We're in Montpelier, Idaho, and welcome to Rebel Basketball on KDQ FM 98.3 and MyLocalRadio.com. Tonight, the Rebels hit the hardwood for a battle with the Bears. Tip-off is set for 40 minutes from now. In the meantime, we have your pregame show. We'll be right back with the Christopher Staple family scene set here on Rebel Radio, KDQ FM 98.3, with live streaming video at MyLocalRadio.com. Evanston Regional Hospital is an affiliate of the University of Utah Health. Our partnership builds on a long tradition of collaboration between Evanston Regional Hospital and University of Utah Health. Inside these doors, our dedicated staff is committed to being your caring partner in your healthcare journey. Whether you need an MRI or surgery, are expecting a new baby, or you're having a heart attack, Evanston Regional Hospital is here to help. Evanston Regional Hospital. Healing begins here.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Back on Rebel Basketball in Montpelier. We're at Bear Lake High School, where the Rebels tonight battle the Bears in the Bear Lake rivalry. 34-34 in the JV game. 1:45 left in the third. A tight one so far from start to almost the end of the third quarter. Varsity game, we expect a similar kind of a game as these teams battled the last time. Went into overtime. They played in about a month ago at Rich High School. And I'll tell you more about that now on the scene set, brought to you by the Christopher Staple family. A couple of items real quick. The Rich Rebels, the visiting team on this one, obviously. So we'll talk about them first. They come in averaging 52 points per game and allowing 40 points per game. That's a plus 12 margin. They're beating opponents by an average of 12 points per game, and they've done that to the tune of 7 wins, 1 loss. The one loss against the 3A South Summit Wildcats. The final game, or the second to last game before the Christmas break. Rebels have not taken on a team in their region yet in 1A Region 22. And quick note about the Rebels, they're number 2 in the latest RPI ranking. Now, again, it's early on, and we talked about it on Rebel this past Monday, that these early season RPI, or the RPI at this point in the season, doesn't mean a whole lot, but I think that's accurate as far as with Whitehorse and Rich being near the top. I think that's where those teams will likely finish out, is near the top, if not 1-2, maybe in a different order, maybe in the same order. We'll see. But Rich, strong start to this 2019-20 campaign. Bear Lake Bears come in averaging just a little less than the Rebels, 51.2, and allowing just a little more, 53.8. But they've had a little bit better, a little stronger opponents, or a stronger, their strength of schedule a little bit stronger. And they come in at 8 wins, 4 losses midway through the season, 2-0 in the 2A Southeast Idaho Conference district, I guess is what you would say. And they've won their last 4. After losing to Rich, at Rich on December 7th, they then lost to Marsh Valley 53-34. They had beat Marsh Valley just the week before, or a couple of weeks earlier in November, but then lost to Marsh Valley, and then they won a couple. They lost 2 against pretty good Green River, Wyoming, and Rock Springs, Wyoming at the Flaming Gorge Classic. Then they beat Little Snake River at that Flaming Gorge, and most recently won 3 straight games to win the Aberdeen Holiday Tournament, including a dominant win over Declo 50-28, and an 11-point win over Aberdeen 52-41. Now they come in with a couple of returning all-conference second-team members, Haley Humphreys, Chelsea Gunderson, those 2. Get to a screen where you can see the action a little bit better if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com and enjoying the JV game, where the Rebels trail by 2 with time running down in the 3rd quarter. Now, the last time Rich and Bear Lake played, the Rebel JV team won 35-26. The freshmen won 42-21. The freshmen won earlier tonight by a score of 35-17. They held Bear Lake to 3 points in the entire first half. Rich and Bear Lake, the last time the varsity teams played, Rich had a comfortable lead going into the 4th quarter, 38-30. I guess it wasn't that comfortable, but a almost double-digit lead, and Bear Lake outscored Rich 16-8 in the 4th quarter, including going 6 of 7 from the free throw line in that 4th period. And to contrast that, Rich went 4 of 8 from the free throw line in the 4th quarter, and Bear Lake tied it at 54 to force overtime. In overtime, or excuse me, tied it at 46 to force overtime. In that extra period, the Rebels got free throws and more from McKenna Stacy. She scored 7 points and helped lead the Rebels to a victory. J.C. Cornea and Allie Wallentine both fouled out in that contest, as did Bear Lake's Kalisha Parker. And Rich came out with the win, 57-54, did just enough to come away with the victory. And it'll be a little bit tougher, of course, tonight on the road, so Bear Lake has that home court advantage. And Rich will have to be better, specifically defensively, allowing 54 points through even overtime. That's more than Rich wants to give up in a game, and especially on Kalisha Parker. She had 14 points against the Rebels last time they played, and that was including she fouled out with more than 2 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter, and was in foul trouble a lot of the game. Didn't play much at all in the 2nd quarter. Haley Humphreys also had a big game with 19 points against Rich, so the Rebels will have to slow those 2 down. And Chelsea Gunderson only scored 6 against Rich, pulled down 15 rebounds, but she's one that's come on strong lately, scored 16 points, I think, in the game or against Aberdeen last week. And so Gunderson has had a couple of nice games, nice outings recently, at least offensively, putting points up on the board. So Bear Lake and Rich tonight, the last time, as I mentioned, these teams met, Rich earned the win, 57-54 in overtime, and that extended the Rich Rebel advantage in the series to 10 wins, 5 losses. And the Rebels have won 2 straight now. After the Bears had won 3 in a row, the Rebels took 8 straight for a number of years, 2012 through 2017. We'll tell you a little bit more about the series on our Town of Laketown Ledger coming up later in the pregame show. We've got plenty more coming up on our pregame show, including the Rich County 4-H Standout Student. We got the Town and Country Realty Coaches Show, and as I mentioned, the Town of Laketown Ledger coming up. Again, JV team just underway in the 4th quarter, score tied 36-all. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the Rich County 4-H Standout Student, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime, and we'll hear from a sophomore at Rich High School, Nathan Woods, when we return on the Wildlife at mylocalradio.com. This has been the Christopher Staple family scene set. Wishing the Rebels the best from Chris Staple and the family. 4-H, we believe young people have the power and influence to improve the world around us. With hands-on learning and education programs, 4-H members pledge their head to clearer thinking, their heart to greater loyalty, their hands to larger service, and their health to better living. To learn more about 4-H in Rich County, stop by our office in the county building in Randolph or give us a call at 435-793-2435. 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Back on the pregame show, Rich Rebels at Bear Lake Bears, and we move along in the pregame coverage to the Rich County 4-H standout student. Rich County 4-H empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. With sophomore Nathan Woods at Rich High School. Nathan, thanks for your time.
Yeah, of course.
How's your sophomore year going?
It's good. It's a lot more stressful than freshman year for sure. I mean, you got Miss Stewart's health class, and I did my PowerPoint, and I finished it on the bus ride here, but I got a 95, so I was happy with that, yeah. And then also I got concessions because I'm class president, and that's a lot of stress, but I get plenty of help every week.
Plenty of help from the other student body officers?
Yeah, when I ask for it. And then Miss Stewart a lot. She's very helpful. She's a very hands-on person. She makes sure that I got everything I need, and she actually helps cook and clean with us too.
The concessions, you guys do anything different this year than has been done in the past?
Well, I've had a couple requests to get giant pickles, so I'm going to work on getting pickles to sell at concessions.
The Pickleville Playhouse does that, right? They do the pickle on a stick or something, don't they?
That's where we got the idea. We're going to get sticks and pickles, and we're going to sell them.
Nathan, as a sophomore, you said things are a lot more stressful. Is that part of the classes? Are you taking a lot of required tough classes?
Yeah, biology, I struggle in that. I mean, I still get good grades, but it's confusing. And then I've never gotten below an A in math until this year. I'm not understanding that super well, but I'm still passing. So, yeah, just curriculum is harder.
What are you involved with, activities or sports?
So I'm in the musical, I'm in choir, I do basketball, and I do golf, too.
That's plenty. Any of those, you like all those for different reasons, or do you have a favorite out of all those things?
Well, I like them all a lot, but if I had to pick one, it would be basketball. That's my main thing.
What do you like about the game?
Well, I love working as a team, and last year we had a couple sophomores play down, John, Scott, Hayden Meek, and Jaden Grohl. And we played really well together, and we won most of our games, and it was awesome.
Do you have a favorite basketball player, like a guy you wish you could play like him?
Steph Curry, without a doubt.
Is he back? Is he still injured?
He's going to be out for the rest of the season, yeah.
When Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Draymond, those three guys, before KD came around, they were so fun to watch.
Yeah, they definitely evolutionized basketball with the three-point, and they were just something else. And then everybody's copied their playing style. And I think it's awesome. I love it.
Are you a pretty good shooter from outside? Do you try to be like Steph that way?
Yeah, I'm all right from three-point. My first day of playing basketball, it was against Bear Lake. I shot 10 threes and missed them all. And I'm going to be honest, that's not normal. Usually I would have hit probably 5 or 6 of them, but I was just off that day, so.
Steph has had some off days, too.
Yeah.
Nathan, what's your role in The Little Mermaid?
I'm Prince Eric.
Prince Eric, the Prince Eric. Are you excited for that role?
Yeah, I love doing musical. In middle school, I was Aladdin, and that was a lot of fun. Then last year, I just had a extra role, but this year, I'm back in the lead, and I hope I do a good job. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Who's Ariel on the nights you're Prince Eric?
Allie Wallentyne.
The senior?
Yes.
AWOL?
Yes.
The homecoming queen?
Yes.
Is that intimidating?
Yes.
You'll have to learn your lines pretty well.
I pretty much have it memorized already. Yeah, it's the singing that I'm struggling at. He sings some ungodly high notes, for me at least.
So how are you going to do? You have to go falsetto? How are you going to get up there?
Practice and, falsetto. On some of them I'll have to, but I should be able to get it.
Nathan, so you said you're going to play golf this spring too. Have you done that before?
Yes, I played last year, and that was awesome. I have a great coach in Cam and Coach Lundgren, and it was awesome. Yeah.
Do you have, I know you're just a sophomore, so you've got some time to think about this, but maybe you've already thought about it. Do you know what you're going to do after Rich High?
I'm looking to go on a mission for the LDS church, but I also want to go to college at BYU, hopefully. But career-wise, I have no idea what I want to do.
If you could just pick where you could go on your mission, where would you pick?
Hawaii.
You want to preach the gospel, or do you want to party?
A little bit of both, probably.
That'd be tough in Hawaii. That's cool. Anything else we should know about you? Instruments you play or hobbies?
I play guitar a lot. That's one of my favorite things to do. When I'm stressed out, I just play guitar, and it helps calm me down. And yeah, that's about it.
Are you in the band?
I am.
When you're not on the court?
Yeah, so for girls varsity, and right now they don't have me sitting bench for varsity, but they said later in the season I might be, so we'll see.
And do you have a favorite music artist, guitar, you like to learn this artist's songs or band's songs?
Ed Sheeran. He is a great musician, and I love his songs, and I love playing them too.
Anything else we should know about you?
No, that's about it.
What's your favorite thing about being a Rich Rebel?
I just feel like there's a lot of support in the end. Like, me and the girls in our class, we have a rivalry, and they usually win because their basketball team is better than ours. And they win in that sense, but we've scrimmaged them, and we lost in middle school, usually. But ever since then, we've played them, we've won. And, there's a rivalry there, but in the end, we all support each other, and we want each other to succeed. So that's awesome.
Sophomore Rich High Nathan Woods, thanks so much for your time, and good luck with the rest of the basketball season, the show, everything else in your sophomore year.
All right, thank you.
Well, thanks so much, Nathan. It was a pleasure to talk with sophomore Nathan Woods, and the standout student presented by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. This JV game going tight down to the wire, 39-36 with 5 minutes left to go. Bear Lake, the home team, with a narrow lead, and expecting a similar type game in the varsity action, as these teams are very tight in their last several matchups, including Rebels last time they played, Rich won by 3 in overtime. The last time they played last year, Rich won by 3 as well, not in overtime, but 3-point victories the last 2 times Rich has played Bear Lake. So we've got varsity action coming up. In the meantime, we'll be right back with the coaches. We'll hear from each of the 2 coaches on the Town & Country Realty Coaches Show. Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. That's Pam Cornea. We'll be back to hear from each of the coaches in just a moment on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
This is the Lady Rebel basketball coach, Cody Lundgren, and you're tuned in to the pregame show on Rebel Radio. Opening tip is less than 20 minutes away on KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to the Cody Lundgren Coaches Show, brought to you by Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Give Pam Cornea a call today, 435-779-0012. At Bear Lake tonight, it's the Bear Lake rivalry. The last time these teams met about a month ago, Rich squeaked out a 57-54 overtime win. We'll see how things go tonight as the Bears have the home court advantage. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Brenda Messerly, and then we'll talk to Rebel head man Cody Lundgren and get his thoughts on tonight's game, the first of 2020. We'll be right back with more of Rich Rebel basketball on KDQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com. You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cash Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
with Coach Bob Sorensen of the West Side Pirates. Thanks for your time tonight, Coach.
You bet.
You guys, is this your last game before Christmas?
It is, yep.
For the Rich Rebels, too. It's an exciting night, fun time of the year, and glad to make the trip up here. Tell me about your... my apologies. I got the wrong interview in there, so let me... I can fix that right now. We'll just add the right interview here real quick. Apologies on that. That's not technical issues. That's operator error on my part. We're here at Bear Lake High School, where the Rebels come in at 7-1, Bear Lake at 8-4, and it's interesting. In fact, the broadcaster Glade Bullock from for the Bear Lake girls team asked me, so Rich girls have only played 8 games so far this year, and Idaho schools, when Rich played last, was at Westside, and talking with their coach Bob Sorensen, that was their halfway point of the season. They get a little more heavy earlier in the season or prior to the new year, and then play the second half of their schedule going into January and February. Whereas with Rich and most other Utah schools, I think the bulk of the season comes after Christmas, after the new year, and so that's where the teams are coming into this game. All right. We got the interview loaded. So with Brenda Messerly, head coach of the Bear Lake Bears. Coach, I appreciate your time.
Anytime.
How's your Christmas and New Year's gone?
It's been good. It's always good to not have early morning practice.
Coach, how about for the team? I know you've won 4 in a row.
Yes, we found some stuff that works for us well, especially in our Wyoming tournament, and then we were able to get some momentum versus Aberdeen, and so we've had a good break for sure.
You played some good teams there in the Flaming Gorge Classic, Rock Springs, Green River.
Yes, Green River is absolutely amazing, and we stayed with them, got tired, we needed to be a little bit deeper. Rock Springs, same kind of thing, but I was proud of the way we played with how big those schools are.
Let's go back to when you played at Rich, a 57-54 overtime loss for you guys, and you came back in that fourth quarter, outscored Rich, I think 16-8 to just force overtime.
Mm-hmm, yes. In that game, that's kind of crazy. We didn't hit one outside shot, and so we were able to find a couple things that worked to claw back in. But to even be in that game with the way that we shot the ball was awesome, and I was proud of our girls to battle. Hopefully we can hit some shots tonight.
That's obviously an aberration, but are you guys a good outside shooting team? Or, I mean, I guess grade yourselves, because for whatever is not normal, but do you shoot a lot from outside? Are you good out there?
Yeah, we're shooting about 40% from the 3 line. We've got 2 or 3 girls that can really stroke it. But, when it's off night, when you don't see the ball go in from anybody, it can just snowball, and that's what happened with us for sure.
Seemed like both teams got to the foul line a lot, too, in that game. Or is that about normal for you guys?
No, definitely. We got to the foul line more. I wish we would have made more in the fourth quarter. That could have been the difference also. But we usually don't play that slow a pace. But, we got to dictate what we got to do. So
this rivalry with Rich has been so great over the last few years. What are your expectations coming into tonight at your place?
Same kind of game we have there. Hopefully we shoot better, but I know that they've gotten better. They're going to be ready to play, and Stacy and Valentine are absolutely amazing, and so is Sage. Like they really, Cody is a great coach, and it'll be a very good gauge for us to see against some great competition of like how much progression have we made since we last played you guys.
Where do you guys, just so we have a picture, where are you sitting right now in Idaho? I know you're 2-0 in your conference.
We are just outside the top 5. The new rankings haven't come out. I would hope that we were 4 or 5 because we were able to beat some of those teams in the Aberdeen tournament that were ranked there. But in our district, we haven't lost yet. Still haven't played Soda, but we're right in the mix. It's exciting.
Soda's kind of the benchmark?
Yeah, Soda is. They went undefeated last year, but then they actually lost 2 games this year already, but they're always good. They're physical.
If you could, you're kind of at a halfway point in your season, right? To give yourself a grade, A, B, C, how your team's playing, executing, learning the offense, doing defense, all that kind of stuff.
I feel like, especially the last 5 games, I'd give ourselves an A, honestly. Like, I feel like our girls, especially with the experience of bringing back our whole varsity, we're figuring out basketball and the IQ of basketball rather than just going out and playing, which has allowed us to take a big step up for sure.
Coach, anything else we should touch on?
I don't think so. It's basketball is a great sport, and we appreciate you guys coming over.
Brenda Messerly, head coach of the Bear Lake Bears, thank you so much for your time. Good luck tonight, and especially through the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
This one coming down to it, 1:35 to go in the JV game, and Rich trails by 4, 43-39. Free throw, no. It was a 1-1, so that's all that Lamborn will get to shoot on that trip. Thank you so much to Coach Brenda Messerly. coach of the Bear Lake Bears. They're coming around. The Bears, historically, at least the last 5 or 6 years, have struggled. In fact, in the combined 2014-15 and 15-16, those 2 seasons, they won just 3 games. Haven't made it to state in a number of years. In their last winning season, almost a decade ago, the 2010-11 season, they went 12-10. Last year, 9-12 overall, just missed the playoffs, and they're looking to turn that around this year. They've got a senior-heavy group, a strong group, and a solid team. We'll hear more from about the Bears in just a bit. We've got Coach Cody Lundgren and an interview with him coming up in just a bit. Our Coaches Show is presented by Town & Country Realty. Pam Cornea selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. And we'll be right back with more of the pregame coverage on the Wildlife at mylocalradio.com.
Meet the service and parts department staff at Auto Farm Chevrolet. We work on almost every type of vehicle, foreign and domestic. We also sell parts and accessories for almost all makes and models. Our staff is friendly and well trained, and we are here to serve you. Open Monday through Friday beginning at 7:30 a.m. We invite you to Auto Farm Chevrolet for all your parts and for all your service needs. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a community-driven dealer.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the rich rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the rich rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Back in Montpelier, Bear Lake High School, Rebels and the Bears tonight in the Bear Lake rivalry. To kick off 2020 in the JV game, the Bears lead by 3, 44-41 with 1:17 left to go. Last 2 times the Rebels and Bears have played on the varsity court. Rich has won twice, both of three-point victories. And the Bears had won 3 straight in this matchup prior to that. Rich has had a bit of a break, and if you look at common opponents, there's only one. That's Westside. Bear Lake beat Westside by 27 or 28 points. The just one time they've played them, 58-31, so a 27-point victory. The Rebels beat Westside handily both times by 14 at Westside and by 26 at Rich. But Bear Lake with the advantage there. Of course, all that matters is what happens on this hardwood court tonight. And we'll see what that comes down to. 44-41 JV teams. Bear Lake on top, 1:06 left to go. We'll take another quick break and hear from Coach Cody Lundgren right after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Weststar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Weststar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Weststar Printing, 307-789-5202.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
With Cody Lundgren of the Rich Rebel girls basketball team. Coach, good news, bad news last night. Good news, you scored 61. Bad news, you gave up 67.
Yeah, you know, a couple of those girls on South Summit's team got going last night, and
Well, good news, bad news. Good news, I got the interview. Bad news, I did not load it in. Again, it's an operator error there, and I'm going to just yak for a second here. Rich with a 6-point deficit. Lutz goes coast to coast, lays it in, and a timeout for Rich with 36 seconds to go and a 4-point deficit. Well, this one hotly contested, and we'll see if Rich can come back into it. Not much
with Cody
time to
Lundgren of the
try
Rich
and do
Rebel
that.
girls basketball team. Coach, how was your break?
It was good. It's good to be with family and get refocused. And
Interview
it's good to be back with the girls in the court, though.
That interview online with Coach Cody Lundgren, so we'll jump into that now. Again, my apologies on, again, not technical issues, but operator error.
With Cody Lundgren of the Rich Rebel girls basketball team. Coach, how was your break?
It was good. It's good to be with family and get refocused, and it's good to be back with the girls in the court, though, now.
We'll get to see if that break and the refocus was good for the girls tonight at Bear Lake.
Yeah, we'll have to see. You know, Monday and Tuesday we had a couple good practices, so the girls came in and worked hard, so it was good to see.
Let's go back to your win at Bear Lake, or your win against Bear Lake at home in overtime, and what do you remember about that one?
It's just a tough game. You know, both teams are matched up very well, and they both have very good players, and we just made more baskets that night, so that's how it works sometimes.
All coaching.
Yeah, all coaching.
Coach, one thing stands out in my mind is they outscored you 16-8 in the fourth quarter, and you missed a few key free throws that could have made a difference. But in the end, as you said, you came out with the win. But do you remember what happened in that fourth quarter that they got the upper hand at that point?
We just got a little complacent on our away from ball defense, and they got to the rim a couple times, and you know they got the free throw line and they didn't miss any free throws in that fourth quarter, and they shot the ball very well. So, but you know we did what we needed to do to get the win, and I was proud of the girls for that.
You beat a program like Bear Lake is building with Coach Messerly, and you got to be happy about it. Your last two games, a loss at South Summit and a win at Westside. Your thoughts on those two?
Yeah, you know, I thought we shot the ball very well against South Summit. We didn't rebound very well. So hopefully we can rebound better and give them less shot opportunities. And like I said, our off-the-ball defense, our help line and our help-to-helper needs to be a little bit better. And we've been working on that, so hopefully it's getting better.
Kalisha Parker, a sophomore last year, last time you played Bear Lake, had 14 points against you. Is that part of that off-the-ball defense? She kind of snuck up on you.
You know, she just did some really good things in transition. She got some good looks in the post, and she rebounded the ball well and had some putbacks. And, you know, she's a pretty good player. She's fast and she's long. So hopefully we can defend her a little bit better tonight.
Other things that you feel like you need to do better with Bear Lake?
You know, just we got to take care of the ball better. We got to rebound and just help each other better, talk.
I think when I think about going on the road, you think about a long bus ride. That's not the case here, but this is maybe one of the tougher places to play.
Yeah, it's one of our tougher games of the season, and I'm very grateful for that. It's good to have these close rivalry games that help build our program and get us stronger. So it's great to play Bear Lake. It's a great program.
Anything else we should touch on, Coach?
No, thanks, Ryan.
Cody Lundgren of the Rich Rebels, thanks for your time. Good luck with the Bear Lake Bears tonight.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks so much, Coach Lundgren. Let's jump back to with the view at the Station on Main scoreboard. Taylor McKee fouled out, finishes hurt with a career-high 22 points in the JV game. And Rich still trails by 4. A slight chance, just 17.4 seconds to go in this one. Our pregame coaches show has been brought to you by Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Call Pam today at 435-779-0012. At the line, shooting 2 and a double bonus and missing the first. Taylor Joe Smith, a sophomore for this Bear Lake team. The Rebel JV team, the last time these teams met, the Rebel JV team won by 9, 35-26 in a much lower scoring game. Rebels have tried to keep pace offensively with this Bear Lake team in this one. And Bears, a lot of points down in the paint. They've got very strong and good size inside. Taylor Cornea drives, floats, just misses. Offensive fight for the board. No, they couldn't get it, and they foul with 3.7 seconds to go, and that will just about do it. It's a 2-possession ball game, and the Bears can make it a 6-point lead with a couple of free throw opportunities. JV coach Kelsey, Luke Kelsey, also the principal here at Bear Lake High School, tells his non-shooting girls back off. Let's not give any other chance to stop the clock. Again, this is the JV action, and free throw good. The freshman won. The Rebels won the freshman game, 35-17. Rebel girls will get right back into action tomorrow night, hosting Providence Hall. 2 free throws up and in by Eborn. Or no, that was Criswell. Rebels inbound. Lutz across the timeline. Long 3 just before the buzzer. Back iron. No, wouldn't have mattered. And Bear Lake wins 49-43. Again, our coaches show is brought to you by Town & Country Realty. Pam Cornea selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. 435-779-0012. That's 435-779-0012. We heard from each of the coaches. Got to give a special shout-out thank you to the Grolls, Sean and April Groll. The internet situation here at Bear Lake High School, not good. They have so many firewalls that we can't even run our video stream through their school's internet. And so then we're left to cell coverage, and our usual go-to is Verizon, but that wasn't working well tonight. And luckily, the Grolls and Todd Stacy willing to lend his service as well with a different with AT&T. And so anyway, thank you to the Grolls, Sean and April, for providing that the hot spot for tonight's broadcast. Rich and Bear Lake coming up. We're under 15 minutes away from the start of today's game. The tip-off of tonight's action. Again, Rich coming in at 7-1, Bear Lake at 8-4. We'll tell you more about that when we return. Take a quick break and be back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Red Rebels!
Is it time to stop wishing for your dream home in beautiful Bear Lake? If you're ready to make your dream a reality, Bear Lake Realty can help. With residential and land listings, including vacation properties, timeshares, cabins, condos, beachfront, lake view, and more, Bear Lake Realty has what you're looking for. And with more than 30 years of real estate experience in the area, you know you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com and come and enjoy the Caribbean of the Rockies with us.
One of the challenges of broadcasting high school sporting events is sometimes they don't start exactly when you'd planned. If you'd listened to KEDQ or KNYN anytime during this week, you probably heard us a promo or an announcement from our radio station that the Rebel girls basketball pregame show would start tonight at 6:20. I arrived tonight, got all the equipment set up, and wondered, well, how come the freshmen hadn't started until 4:30? And then I figured things out, and they had moved game times to 4:30, 6, and 7:30. Then the JV game goes maybe a little bit longer because of some fouls and score going right down to the wire, with Bear Lake winning 49-43. And lo and behold, the girls' varsity game will start later than advertised, which was thought to be 7 o'clock until we arrived here tonight. Found out it was actually 7:30. And then, well, with things being pushed back a little bit, and I'm not complaining, just stating the facts that we're going to be going on a little bit later. Our tip-off, scheduled for 1 minute from now, will actually be in about 12 minutes from now. So I'm going to take this opportunity, since we have the time, rather than just me yakking, talking about, I could fill the time, but rather than that, let's jump back to our Rich County 4-H standout student and hear from Nathan Woods again. It's an interesting interview. I had a fun chat with him recently, and just go ahead and jump back to that. Hear from Nathan Woods again on our standout student, brought to you by Rich County 4-H. With sophomore Nathan Woods at Rich High School. Nathan, thanks for your time.
Yeah, of course.
How's your sophomore year going?
It's good. It's a lot more stressful than freshman year, for sure. I mean, you got Miss Stewart's health class, and I did my PowerPoint, and I finished it on the bus ride here, but I got a 95, so I was happy with that, yeah. And then also I got concessions because I'm class president, and that's a lot of stress, but I get plenty of help every week.
Plenty of help from the other, student body officers?
Yeah, when I ask for it. And then Miss Stewart a lot. She's very helpful. She's a very hands-on person. She makes sure that I got everything I need, and she actually helps cook and clean with us too.
The concessions, you guys do anything different this year than has been done in the past?
Well, I've had a couple requests to get giant pickles, so I'm going to work on getting pickles to sell at concessions.
The Pickleville Playhouse does that, right? They do the pickle on a stick or something, don't they?
That's where we got the idea. We're going to get sticks and pickles, and we're going to sell them.
Nathan, as a sophomore, you said things are a lot more stressful. Is that part of the classes? Are you taking a lot of required tough classes?
Yeah, biology, I struggle in that. I mean, I still get good grades, but it's confusing. And then I've never gotten below an A in math until this year. I'm not understanding that super well, but I'm still passing. So, yeah, just curriculum is harder.
What are you involved with, activities or sports?
So I'm in the musical, I'm in choir, I do basketball, and I do golf, too.
That's plenty. Any of those, you like all those for different reasons, or do you have a favorite out of all those things?
Well, I like them all a lot, but if I had to pick one, it would be basketball. That's my main thing.
What do you like about the game?
Well, I love working as a team, and last year we had a couple sophomores play down, John, Scott, Hayden Meek, and Jaden Grohl, and we played really well together, and we won most of our games, and it was awesome.
Do you have a favorite basketball player, like a guy you wish you could play like him?
Steph Curry, without a doubt.
Is he back? Is he still injured?
He's going to be out for the rest of the season, yeah.
When Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Draymond, those three guys, before KD came around, they were so fun to watch.
Yeah, they definitely evolutionized basketball with the three-point, and they were just something else. And then everybody's copied their playing style. And I think it's awesome. I love it.
Are you a pretty good shooter from outside? Do you try to be like Steph that way?
Yeah, I'm all right from three-point. My first day of playing basketball, it was against Bear Lake. I shot 10 threes and missed them all. And I'm going to be honest, that's not normal. Usually I would have hit probably 5 or 6 of them, but I was just off that day, so.
Steph has had some off days, too.
Yeah.
Nathan, what's your role in The Little Mermaid?
I'm Prince Eric.
Prince Eric, the Prince Eric. Are you excited for that role?
Yeah, I love doing musical. In middle school, I was Aladdin, and that was a lot of fun. Then last year, I just had a extra role, but this year, I'm back in the lead, and I hope I do a good job. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Who's Ariel on the nights you're Prince Eric?
Allie Wallentyne.
The senior?
Yes.
AWOL?
Yes.
The homecoming queen?
Yes.
Is that intimidating?
Yes.
You'll have to learn your lines pretty well.
I pretty much have them memorized already. Yeah, it's the singing that I'm struggling at. He sings some ungodly high notes, for me at least.
So how are you going to do that? You have to go like falsetto? How are you going to get up there?
Practice and, falsetto. On some of them I'll have to, but I should be able to get it.
Nathan, so you said you're going to play golf this spring too. Have you done that before?
Yes, I played last year, and that was awesome. I have a great coach in Cam and Coach Lundgren, and it was awesome. Yeah.
Do you have, I know you're just a sophomore, so you've got some time to think about this, but maybe you've already thought about it. Do you know what you're going to do after Rich High?
I'm looking to go on a mission for the LDS church, but I also want to go to college at BYU, hopefully. But career-wise, I have no idea what I want to do.
If you could just pick where you could go on your mission, where would you pick?
Hawaii.
You want to preach the gospel, or do you want to party?
A little bit of both, probably.
That'd be tough in Hawaii. That's cool. Anything else we should know about you? Instruments you play or hobbies?
I play guitar a lot. That's one of my favorite things to do. When I'm stressed out, I just play guitar, and it helps calm me down. And yeah, that's about it.
Are you in the band?
I am.
When you're not on the court?
Yeah, so for girls varsity, and right now they don't have me sitting bench for varsity, but they said later in the season I might be, so we'll see.
And do you have a favorite music artist, guitar, you like to learn this artist's songs or band's songs?
Ed Sheeran. He is a great musician, and I love his songs, and I love playing them too.
Anything else we should know about you?
No, that's about it.
What's your favorite thing about being a Rich Rebel?
I just feel like there's a lot of support in the end. Like, me and the girls in our class, we have a rivalry, and they usually win because their basketball team is better than ours, and they win in that sense. But we've scrimmaged them, and we lost in middle school, usually. But ever since then, we've played them, we've won, and, there's a rivalry there, but in the end, we all support each other, and we want each other to succeed, so that's awesome.
Sophomore Rich High, Nathan Woods, thanks so much for your time, and good luck with the rest of the basketball season, the show, everything else in your sophomore year.
All right, thank you.
Well, again, thanks to Nathan Woods. We got to hear that interview twice, so we're getting about 5.5 minutes away from tip-off. So let's jump into the Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from the mayor and town council. And looking back, my records with Rich and Bear Lake go back to the 04-05 season. Overall, my records go back to 02-03, and I don't have any time that the Bears had played Rich prior to 04-05. The Bears won 2 straight in that season, swept the Rebels. But then Rich won 8 in a row from 2012-13 through 2016-17. A lot of those pretty close games. Some blowouts, but mostly fairly close. And then from 2017 to 18 and to begin 2018-19 last year, Bears won 3 in a row, including a 55-54 overtime win over Rich in 2017-18. Then last year at Rich, the Rebels won by 3, 55-52, and the teams met once already this year, and the Rebels took that one by 3, 57-54 in overtime. Rich overall in this series, 15 matchups, the Rebels 10 wins and 5 losses against this Bears team, and that's your Laketown Ledger. Good luck, Rebels, from the mayor and town council of Laketown. Next item up is the Thompson Ranch Keys of the Game, brought to you by the Lazy BT brand. And number one is interior defense. That was a big problem against the Bears the last time these teams met. Chelsea Gunderson wasn't huge. She was big on the boards, but Kalisha Parker had 10 points, or had 14 points. And then Haley Humphreys did most of her damage from inside as well, 19 points, and most of those in the fourth quarter. The Bears went 0 of 9 from three-point range in the game the last time these teams met. Had they hit one of those, it would have been probably a different outcome, but they didn't. And the Rebels are going to have to be better inside, because you can almost guarantee the Bears will be better from outside. 0 and 9, not regular. We heard from Coach Brenda Messerly that her team is, she said, about a 40% three-point shooting team. So they're going to hit some from outside. The Rebels have got to be better inside and slow down that offense, have better interior defense. Number 2, the free throws. When these teams met last month, December 7th, the Rebels went 4 of 8, 50% from the free throw line in the fourth quarter. And the teams combined for 63 free throws. You better believe there's going to be a bunch of free throws tonight. And had the Rebels made a couple of those in the fourth quarter, again, different outcome rather than overtime. Now, it worked out well for Rich, but may not tonight if they don't hit those free throws. And number 3, got to be better on the rebounds. The Bears out-rebounded Rich 43-38 overall and 16-12 on the offensive glass. Rich has to be better on the boards, and we saw that part of the reason the JV team lost was because of rebounding. Rich has to win the battle of the boards. Those are your keys of the game, brought to you by the Thompson Ranch and the Lazy BT brand. Old Chicago Pizza pregame slice. Pizzas and more built from scratch, one delicious fresh ingredient at a time at 795 East, 1400 North in Logan. That's Old Chicago Pizza. And taking a look at the slice, the Rebels come in, of course, the visiting team at 7-1. The Bears at 8-4 overall. This is their midway point of the 2019-20 season. They've won 4 in a row, won the Aberdeen Holiday Tournament, and are looking to jump into the top 5 in 2A Idaho. They're 2-0 in their conference, or in their district, which is the 2A Southeast Idaho district. Coach Brenda Messerly in her second season at the helm of this Bear Lake Bears program, and showing a lot of improvement the last couple of years. They come in with a strong group in McKady Smith, a senior, Jimmy Lloyd, a senior, Elizabeth McDowell, a senior, Chelsea Gunderson, a senior, and then some very good juniors in Haley Humphreys, Eliza Sharp, and a sophomore, Kalisha Parker, who contributes heavily. Now, one thing to note, that just during warm-ups moments ago, there's a drip from the ceiling, a leak from the roof, and Josie Kelsey, a senior and a starter for this Bear Lake team, went to the corner to make a cut as part of warm-ups, slipped on a little bit of a puddle that had accumulated, went down and had to be carried off into the locker room. We have not seen her come back out. The grounds or the maintenance crew is bringing out a lift, and they're going to try to do something about that leak rather than have somebody standing there to dry things out every moment of the game. So that's going to delay our start time a little bit further here tonight. But, boy, for sure we want that to happen. We want this leak to be taken care of. The last thing we need is, or last thing anybody wants is first of all, anybody to get injured. And boy, we hope the best for Josie Kelsey, that she's okay, and that it's nothing serious. Our best hopes go out to Josie Kelsey, and we'll keep an eye on how things go as they bring out the lift. It is a lift. They're going to support it, put out the beams and everything to really lift somebody up high and try to do something about that leak before game time. So that's going to give us a few extra minutes in our pregame coverage. So the Old Chicago pregame slice, Rebels at Bear Lake. Last time out, the Rebels won at Westside. It wasn't pretty, but it was a win, 41-27. That was after the loss 67-61 at South Summit. The Bears, as I mentioned, come in with having won 4 straight. They lost a couple of double-digit games. Well, a 9-point loss against a Green River team that's probably a top 5 Wyoming 4A school. And then Rock Springs beat Bear Lake 58-46, and that's another team that near or in the top 5 of Wyoming 4A. A couple of much bigger schools, and Bear Lake hung with them. The Bears then beat Little Snake River, Wyoming, who Rich will play next week as part of the Fossil Classic in Kemmer. They beat North Fremont by 10, beat Declo by 22, and Aberdeen by 11. So the Bears looking pretty good in the last 4 games. And Coach Messerly mentioned something that they've changed, that they've made an adjustment, and it's led to a lot better shooting from beyond the arc. So we'll have to see what that amounts to tonight, especially considering that the Bears went 0 of 9 from three-point range last month at Rich in a three-point Rebels win. So that's what we've got coming up here tonight. Rich at Bear Lake. That's your Old Chicago pregame slice. Old Chicago pizzas and more built from scratch. One delicious fresh ingredient at a time. And there you see Athletic Director Michael Wilding coming down off on the lift. They're lowering it down. It looks like he made one quick adjustment. He's been watching for a drip, and he hasn't seen it for a few seconds. Otherwise, I think they probably wouldn't be lowering him down. We'll hope that's all it took to take care of that leak and keep our arms, or maybe he's just figured out something he can do to take care of it. Has to come down and get supplies or something. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that as we have your Town of Woodruff starting lineups coming up and your Saby Trucking tip-off in just a moment as well. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, see the 4 individuals from here at Bear Lake High School discussing how they can take care of this. Mr. Wilding seeming to indicate maybe we could hang a bucket from somewhere up there. We'll see what kind of solution they come up with. Coach Cody Lundgren right here in front of me. He's a look of serious concern on his face. I think if they don't get this leak taken care of, he wants to postpone. It just based on body language is what I'm thinking. Officials in on the discussion as well. And having been an official in Oregon for 6 years myself, one of your key responsibilities is to make sure the playing surface is as safe as it can be. Now, there's always going to be accidents, but when there is something of this nature, if that surface is not safe because of additional factors, such as a leak from the ceiling, you cannot, as an official, you have to deem the surface unsafe, unfit for a game and cancel the game or ask coaches to postpone, figure out another time to play. Now, one very good thing I just noticed, Josie Kelsey out of the locker room, and she looks like she's ready to go. She ran out. What Gary McKee just told me. Former coach Gary McKee. He has a keen eye for that thing. I'm just so relieved. Now, on a competitive level, the Rebels don't want her to be on the court. She's very good, but bring her, get her on there. They want to beat the best team Bear Lake has to offer, right? Yeah, want her to be healthy for sure. So good, very relieving to see her come running out of the locker room and look to be okay. Well, coaches, principals, referees, pack up and move. Are we going somewhere else to play? What's the word, Sunshine? We might need to come back another night. She's right there. She's back out and ready to go. Well,
We're going to take a quick break. We'll see if any decisions are made between now and then. The principal, which is the JV girls coach, Luke Kelsey, has a stack of towels should the teams decide to play, and just make sure somebody's right there to dry it off any chance they get, the floor. And we'll be right back. Rich at Bear Lake may be postponed because of a ceiling leak that is falling, and it's right in the corner. If it was 3 feet closer to where we're sitting, it would be off the floor and closer to the right at the bench, but that's not the case at this point. So we'll take a quick break and be right back on our pregame coverage of Rich at Bear Lake on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
All right, quick update. So we just learned that because of that leak, they're moving the game to the middle school. So we'll end this stream now. We'll have to set up a new stream. We'll move as quickly as we can and get on the air as quickly as we can. We're going to run over there. So we'll take a quick break. Preston back at the studio on the air, on the radio. Just go back to music. I'll be in touch soon. And we'll see if we can get this game back on the air as soon as we move over to the middle school. That's on MyLocalRadio.com. Stay tuned for Rebel basketball. Well, we're off.